This is
Dreamcatcher Radio.
And welcome back to Dreamcatcher Radio. Who knows a tradie, as they say in Australia, and also I think in the US as well. We call them tradesmen. I think the EU, if we're trying to be PC, politically correct, we call them tradespersons. Who hasn't had their stools stolen? Stolen? Okay, that could be another euphemism, stolen. And it's a part of the job nowadays. Now, I've got some statistics for you, and there's a reason why I'm going to mention this very, very shortly. Is in 2023, these are the statistics: 44,514 tools were reported stolen. That's plural, by the way, so that's just a tool. And who would bother reporting a tool nowadays to the police? Actually, who even bothers reporting stuff to the police nowadays anyway? In 2023, representing a 5% increase from the previous year. This equates to a theft being reported every 12 minutes. Bear in mind, in addition to that, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's twofold, that the people that do not report thefts. The total value of tools stolen in 2023 is estimated at 98 million. I kid you not. I reckon that's probably at least double. Tools are very, very expensive, and the impact it had on tradespeople is immense. And what really guts me, is what Robert Jenrick, who I actually kind of like him, if I'm honest. He's a very polished politician, very smooth, but he's what I call an ambulance chaser. He's someone that would just latch onto a news story and say, I want to be a part of that. The bigger the story, the bigger part that he wants in that story. So he went to a car boot sale to highlight with police the issue of stolen tools being sold in car boot sales. Now, I pretty much guarantee you, every car boot sale that I go to, which I don't go that often, but when I have been, the you could see, how does any, car boot sales are there for second-hand goods that perhaps you cleared your shed out, the loft out, or you're out building, or you could be a professional car boot seller, I guess, where you buy something from someone, and even actually, I've seen this actually. I mean, there's a program on TV about this where they buy something from a car boot sale and then sell it themselves on their own pitch, so to speak. But realistically, if I went to clear out my shed, I could probably find 2 or 3 cordlesses and a couple of drills and, a couple of boxes of screwdrivers and that sort of thing. But if you go to a car boot sale and then you're walking past someone's store who's got 30 or 40 tool bags for sale, toolboxes for sale, 20 cordless drills, very well branded, you know the names, excuse me, and 15 circular saws. I mean, what general household would have that many tools in multiples over and over again? It's very clear to me that these tools are likely to be stolen goods. Now, what the chain of custody are, who knows? The where they come from, but it's an obvious issue. I mean, my view is the unless they can prove, to an acceptable format, where these goods come from, they should be withheld from these car boot sellers, because this trade, pardon the pun, needs to stop, because it affects people's livelihoods massively, massively. I remember seeing a radio interview last year on another radio station, where the tradesperson was saying that he contemplated unaliving himself because he had nothing. He had no money. He had no tools. Now, his story was a happy ending because a local company who sold tools donated him a whole new set of tools because of his plight. But that doesn't happen day in, day out. What happens is people's livelihoods are destroyed. Anyway, here's ambulance chaser Robert Jenrick, who I actually like, um, on his escapades at a car boot sale. I reckon it's probably the first time he's been, to a car boot sale in his life. Don't quote me, but that's just my gut feeling. Then after that, I've got a lovely song for you. It's called the Bricklayer Song. Enjoy. Dreamcatcher Radio.
We've been out at the crack of dawn today with the Met Police and going with them on a raid in East London at a car boot sale where they suspected that thieves were selling stolen goods, and we have seen thousands of tools being sold at rock bottom prices. Are you worried that some of these tools are nicked?
No, because this one is not decent tools.
So where do you think all these tools came from?
It's a shed for people, from shed.
From what, a shed?
Shed.
What do you mean a shed?
It's like,
Because a lot of people are thinking that these tools might be stolen.
no, this one is all everyone yourself you can have.
With like this thing here, it's obviously got somebody's name
Yes,
on there.
that-
I'd imagine that's someone's surname,
No,
right?
no, it's the lady is there to her advice.
So you bought it from that lady?
Yeah, I can-
Did you ask any questions about where she got it from?
Huh? No, she
Because you're not worried you might be
No, from
handling
my
stolen
brother.
goods. So the police have just identified this van behind me. They think it's stacked with stolen tools. They've managed to find the key. They're going to open it up. So the van is absolutely rammed with tools. Every one of these bags is a tradesperson's livelihood that's been wrecked. Police are going to ask questions and they're going to go through all of this right now. Car boot sales like this are happening 7 days a week all over the country. It's a complete disgrace. No wonder we've got an epidemic of tool theft and retail crime right now in our country. It's so important that the police take action, that trading standards properly enforce the law, and that more raids like this happen so that we crack down on this, we crack down on retail crime, and we have the backs of the millions of hard-working tradies across our country who don't deserve to have their lives and their livelihoods wrecked by thieves.
Okay. Probably most of you know that we don't actually do a lot of protest songs. Well, not industrial ballads anyway. We do protest songs of another type, and we'll keep going with those until the need departs. But it is an industrial ballad with a difference. We reckon the words are terrific and the tune is a great tune as well. And it comes from the bad old days when, in order to get a day off work, you really had to have a first-class excuse. It was no use just walking in and saying the porridge fell on my feet and I couldn't make it. There's a young lad who's had a bad accident on a building site, and he can't even get to the work today, and he's writing into his boss to explain his absence. It's rather a sad, pathetic wee song. It's called the Bricklayer's Song. Dear sir, I write this note to you to tell you of my plight, for at the time of writing it, I'm not a pretty sight. My body is all black and blue, my face a deathly grey, and I write this note to say why I am not at work today. While working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear, but tossing them down from such a height was not a good idea. The foreman wasn't very pleased, he is an awkward sod, and he said I had to cart them down the ladders in me hod. Well, clearing all these bricks by hand, it was so very slow, so I hoisted up a barrel and secured the rope below. But in me haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that a barrel full of building brick was heavier than me. And so when I untied the rope, the barrel fell like lead, and clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. I shot up like a rocket, and to my dismay I found that halfway up I met the bloody barrel coming down. The barrel broke me shoulder, as to the ground it sped, and when I reached the top I banged the pulley with me head. but I clung on tightly, numb with shock from this almighty blow, while the barrel spilled out half its some 14 floors below. Well, when these bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I then outweighed the barrel and started down once more. I clung on tightly to the rope, me body racked with pain, and halfway down I met the bloody barrel once again. The force of this collision halfway down the office block caused multiple abrasions and a nasty case of shock. But I clung on tightly to the rope as I fell towards the ground, and I landed on the broken bricks a barrel had scattered round. Well, as I lay there on the floor, I thought I'd passed the worst, but the barrel hit the pulley wheel and then the bottom burst. A shower of bricks rained down on me, I didn't have a hope. As I lay there bleeding on the ground, I let go the bloody rope. The barrel now being heavier, it started down once more. It landed right across me as I lay there on the floor. It broke 3 ribs in my left arm, and I can only say, I hope you'll understand why I am not working.
Dreamcatcher Radio is about capturing and creating dreams through music, chat, and debate. Empowering expression, enriching society. A go-to place for unsigned musical talent. A radio station which listens to its audience. Free speech, vibrant, engaging. Stream worldwide 24/7. Events, competitions, promotions. Always keen to have a listening ear. Contact us. hello@dreamcatcherradio.com.
Dreamcatcher.